Go.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of an interview with a god. Today, our guest is Persephone. So come on out, Persephone.
Hi. Thanks for having me today.
Have a seat.
I got you these roses.
Wow, how nice. I love dead roses.
Well, I am Queen of the Dead, so kind of makes sense.
You're right. Assistant, get us a vase for these flowers, please. Come on.
Well, of course. How could I forget?
Thank you very much. Alright, now let's get started.
Okay.
So, Persephone, can you tell us about your childhood?
Absolutely. So, in my childhood, I can remember, a lot. My mother was really overprotective. So, this day was not usual for her at all. So, it was a really beautiful day, and she had got engulfed in staring at this beautiful flower. And later did I find out that it was a flower her father had told her to look for as a child. So, she had become engulfed in this flower. So, I decided to wander off because, I was always by her side, and it just made sense. So, I just wandered off, and I was like, oh, having so much fun. Finally alone. And I skipped along the hillside and played. The ground began to rumble, and the earth began to split. Hades, god from the underworld, emerged from the gaping crevice. I was soon taken onto his golden chariot. I realized the fate of me was now to be in the depths of the earth.
Wow.
I screamed, and my mother nor anyone could hear me. But the pain in my mother's heart made her realize something was terribly wrong. She searched for me everywhere. My mother's depression caused poverty among the Greeks. Hades told me this was his and my father's plan. He told me he was in love with me and that he wanted me to marry him. I was forced to. My mother looked for me frantically and forced Zeus to tell her my whereabouts. I soon became in charge of greeting new arrivals in the underworld and helped them adapt. I was no longer fair Persephone. I was queen of the dead.
Wow, how interesting, and what a transformation. Continue.
Yes, and thank you. Anyways, so yeah, I was getting quite used to the underworld, but I knew where I truly belonged. My mother and Zeus made a deal to send me home as long as I didn't eat the fruit of the dead. Each seed I ate was another month I'd have to visit the underworld.
Wow, so how did this shape your personality?
Well, if it weren't for this, I guess I'd be more frigid and cautious to the world around me.
Right, and how did Hades make you feel when he tore you away from your life?
Well, everyone sees the act of him capturing me in such a dim light. Hades wasn't actually a bad man. He was enchanted by my beauty. Although I was upset about being away from my mother, it didn't make me a bad person or make me feel negatively about Hades for taking me. It shaped the strong person who I'd become in the future.
Right, so do you regret anything?
What is there really to regret? I feel I had a wonderful life. Maybe not how I predicted I'd live it, but I wouldn't change a thing.
So what about your mother? Do you feel bad that she had to suffer alone due to your absence while you were living a great life?
Well, of course I feel bad that my mother slumped into a deep depression. But it's not like it's my fault. I was taken. I didn't leave her. And it's amazing, I think, how she shaped the seasons today.
Yeah, that is amazing. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye. Alright. So stay tuned for next week's episode of an interview with the god. Did Poseidon really rape Demeter? What's up with him anyway? Stay tuned.